Welcome to Explore with Dr. Dan. We're here in the Mojave Desert in Death Valley, which is the hottest place on Earth, where temperatures of 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius have been recorded. Now, why would you come to the desert to look for plants? Does that even make sense? Well, here in the desert, especially in these hot conditions, these plants have not only learned how to survive, but they've learned how to thrive because they produce molecules, and these molecules we found can support human health. So come along with us and we're going to discover a lot of really cool things. It's been windy here on our research expedition in the Mojave Desert, and wind is very important for plant health. The seeds of the plants are picked up by the wind. They're thrown up a lot of times into the jet stream and pushed around 10, 15, 100 miles, and they fall down in areas where they can reproduce. And so when we're exploring, the wind might be bothersome, but it's really important for plant health. One of the hallmark species of plants in the Mojave Desert is the juniper tree, a beautiful tree that produces these beautiful pale purple berries. Juniper can help to support health of the elimination organs of the body. It's a mild, gentle detox, and it's a wonderful plant to support all areas of human health. So we're here at the sand dunes in the Mojave Desert. Sand dunes play an important role here. These sand dunes are 14 miles long. And what happens is this sand is whipped up in the air from sandstorms. It's deposited all throughout the desert, and it makes the plants work harder to sink their roots deep into the ground. So because of that, the bioactive molecules in plants here in the Mojave Desert are more rich in these health-promoting molecules. So that's one of the major reasons we're here. Due to climate change, a lot of these plants are going extinct or becoming endangered. And with that, the health-promoting molecules in these plants can be gone forever for human history. So one of the reasons we collect samples from plants and take them back to the lab is so that we know their health-promoting molecules, so this knowledge can be restored and kept intact to promote human health. There's 4 plants that we absolutely want to find here on this expedition. And we came to this area searching for them, and we didn't find any of them. And that's the nature of expedition. So that's why we're exploring here in the first place, and we will continue to explore all over the world to make sure we find the best ingredients, the best molecules. This is the Rhyolite ghost town. People came here to find gold, and they're gone. They left. The gold dried up. Well, here in this area, we still have these beautiful plants, and there are molecules in these plants that have not been discovered that can support human health. So if you want the finest ingredients that can support human health, you have to explore. And that's what we're doing here. We're discovering, finding new ingredients, putting them into products that can support and transform human wellness. This beautiful plant is called the desert trumpet plant. It grows only in the Mojave Desert. And one thing that's really interesting, these sacs, when you cut them open, they're hollow. And no one studied this before, but based on our initial research, we think that inside these hollow cavities, there's molecules that can support gut health. This is amazing. This is one of the 4 plants that we wanted to find on this expedition. It's an apricot mallow. And based on the preliminary studies that we've done, we think that this plant contains molecules that could support hair health. Hair health is a huge need state in the world today, and we're excited we're going to take this back to the lab and analyze it. And again, this is an example of where exploration, discovering new terrain, new frontiers, studying new plants for new molecules to support human health is so important. So we're here at the sand dunes in the Mojave Desert. Sand dunes play an important role here. These sand dunes are 14 miles long. And what happens is this sand is whipped up in the air from sandstorms. It's deposited all throughout the desert, and it makes the plants work harder to sink their roots deep into the ground. So because of that, the bioactive molecules in plants here in the Mojave Desert are more rich in these health-promoting molecules. So that's one of the major reasons we're here. One of the major reasons that we travel throughout the world exploring plants and discovering their molecules is that due to climate change, a lot of these plants are going extinct or becoming endangered. And with that, the health-promoting molecules in these plants can be gone forever for human history. So one of the reasons we collect samples from plants and take them back to the lab is so that we know their health-promoting molecules, so this knowledge can be restored and kept intact to promote human health. There's 4 plants that we absolutely want to find here on this expedition. And we came to this area searching for them, and we didn't find any of them. So that's why we're exploring here in the first place, and we will continue to explore all over the world to make sure we find the best ingredients, the best molecules. We're here in the sand dunes studying molecules and plants in sandy conditions that have great health benefits, and we got stuck. We were driving along here. It was really hard pack, gravel, dirt, and we were driving along. We were going to turn around right here anyways, and immediately the bottom of the truck went out. We have a tow truck coming out that's going to rescue us. While we're doing that, waiting, we might as well study plants. So this is a beautiful desert thistle. Thistle contains silymarin, and silymarin is an ingredient in our purified product. In addition to studying new molecules in plants, we're also studying the composition of molecules in ingredients that are already in 3's products so that we can make them better. So we're going to take a sample of this carefully, take it back to lab, and see if there are silymarin-like molecules that might have even more powerful properties than silymarin to support intestinal health. So I'm standing here in a field of Cooper's Disodia, a common wildflower here in Death Valley. Now, one of the reasons we wanted to come here in the spring during wildflower season is when these flowers bloom, the plant produces a lot of energy and a lot of bioactive molecules and pushes them into the tips of the flowers. So we're going to collect wildflowers from here, Cooper's Disodia, and a bunch of other wildflowers, take them back to the lab and analyze them for their bioactive molecules that could have the potential to really supercharge human health. One of the plants that we wanted to discover on this expedition is Ephedra nevadensis. This plant, the early settlers to this area and the Native Americans before them would use this. They would take it, they would break it up into small pieces. Inside it's red. That's where all the bioactive goodies are. They'd steep it to make a tea and it would provide natural energy. And so, that smells so good. And we're studying the molecular composition to see what are the energy producing molecules that we can use in a future formulation. I'm standing here with the king of the Mojave Desert, the Joshua tree. Beautiful tree. Joshua trees are a species of yucca, and yucca contains saponins, and saponins are used to increase absorption of other molecules, and we use saponins in our formulas to increase absorption, but we're always looking for new molecules to increase absorption. So we'll take a small sample of the Joshua tree and other yucca species around here to see what molecules are present that can increase cellular absorption. Joshua tree, thank you so much for all you do, and you deserve a hug. Love you, buddy. So it's the last day of our research expedition. We've traveled hundreds of miles and surveyed thousands of square miles of land trying to find this plant that can support skin health. And I'm pleased to announce that we found it. This is a desert plantain that we have discovered through our exploration efforts. And because of that, this plantain contains phytonutrients in a ratio, in a composition not seen before. And we're taking this plantain and we're putting it in a brand new product that will improve health to a degree not seen before in the industry. Oh man, I am so stoked. God, we found these molecules from this plantain plant that has all these phytonutrients. that has allotonin and other ones that have really good properties to support human health. So, and no one's done this before. This is what fuels me. This is what fires me up. This is what exploration and science is all about. Seeking the unknown, going out there and discovering it, taking it, and using it to improve human health in ways that nobody else has.